My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Vastu Creations. Today we're going to look at the chart for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is currently a presidential candidate. If you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Gemini, rising at 0 degrees. I think this is a rectified time, and we're not sure about his time of birth, but using the timing of events, this was rectified. Uh, if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Gemini rising at 0 degrees using Vedic sidereal zodiac. Let's look at the how the planets are operating, when they're operating, and what can be done to strengthen the chart. So first off, we see the weak placement of infant sun. Any planet that's less than 5 degrees is said to be in infant state and can't promote or protect its own significations. It's afflicted by Rahu as well and Sun. So Sun is ruling the house of success, and it is placed in the 8th house, which is a challenging house. Sun itself has to do with politics, and sitting there in the house of death-like experiences, his father, who was also a presidential candidate, was assassinated. So that's tough placement for Sun. Moon is at 18 degrees. It is ruling the house of wealth and fame and continuation of the marital bond. It is gives wealth through public consulting, which is what he does for the environment. Mars is at 23 degrees, gives ruling the house of income, placed in the 5th house of creativity. So it connects his income with his passion for fighting for environmental justice. Weak placement in Mercury. Mercury is in a Dustana, the challenging 8th house. It is ruling the house of happiness and home life. And so it connects his speech, his communication, which is controversial because it's in the 8th house, and to conspiracy theories about vaccinations. He does have spasmodic dysphonia, which affects his speech. His voice is very crackly, but he's a very bright guy. Then we have weak placement of Jupiter. And Jupiter is sitting in the 12th house. It's ruling the house of partnerships. So it brings separation in marriage and legal partnerships. So it has some trouble, some setbacks there. He was married a couple of times at least. Let's see here. Weak infant afflicted by Rahu, Venus. Venus is ruling the house of creativity, children, education, investments, and it is sitting in, again, the 8th house. So it's got many planets in the 8th house, which makes him very dramatic and interested in controversies. He's very focused on educating others about the environment and conservation. Saturn is ruling the house of good fortune, and it is placed in the 5th house. So it connects good fortune through also the 9th house. It has to do with law, legal system, justice, educating people. Is the 5th house. So then you have challenging Rahu and Ketu. which is close to the most effective point, and it afflicts the second house of speech and marriage, the sixth house of divorce, eighth house of scandals, and the 10th house of career, as well as the 12th house of addictions and fourth house of home life. So, yeah, a lot of stress there. Let's look at the timing of events. His dad was assassinated in 1968, and if you look at the chart at that time, Ketu was afflicting Sun being the father, in the 12th house, and Rahu was afflicting Saturn as well. In 82, he became assistant district attorney during a Sun period. In 84, he was arrested for heroin possession, went into a drug treatment plan during a Rahu period, so bringing a lot of life-changing events there. In 92, he got separated during a K2 period. K2 in the house of continuation of the marital bond. K2's unexpected separations. In 94, he got married. In 2010, he got another divorce during a K2 period. Got remarried in 2014 to the actress on Curb Your Enthusiasm during a Venus period, Venus having to do with taking a wife. And then in 2023, April, he put in the bid for the president during a Rahu period. If you fast forward to the election and look at he'll be in a Venus Rahu period, which is not ideal for doing well in his presidential race, and the transits are not very supportive of him at that time, but we wish him best of luck. I know he has a lot of supporters. Thank you so much for listening. Now, what could we do to strengthen his chart? Well, transform Rahu and Ketu by doing charity work, which he does a lot of, and then strengthening the rest of the planets, the benefics, with my favorite remedy, a Kavash, which is a silver locket containing the Devata yantras for those planets. If you want to see or order one of these Kavashas or get a reading or learn Vedic astrology, you can go to www.vastucreations.com. Thank you so much for listening.